should be.
Another deadly high school rampage, this time in Oregon. Students are mowed down by a classmate with a rifle. Some unsettling parallels with other school shootings raise new questions about kids and guns. Celebrations on the streets of Jakarta after longtime dictator Suharto is forced out. And on the scene of the Mexico forest fires, now sending choking haze all the way to the USA.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Dan is off tonight. I'm Ed Bradley. We begin tonight, as we have too many times before in the past few months, with a deadly shooting at an American high school. Police say a 15-year-old boy opened fire this morning in the cafeteria of a high school in Oregon, leaving classmates dead or critically wounded. It happened in Springfield, Oregon, about 100 miles south of Portland. Bill Whitaker begins our coverage. Bill?
Ed, I'm here in front of Thurston High School here in Springfield, Oregon, where things were just crazy this morning. Everything is fairly calm here now. But 15-year-old Kiplin Kinkle, the alleged shooter, is to be charged as an adult. And the specific charges will be leveled after police have untangled today's twisted trail of violence. It was a special day at Thurston High School, the senior honors breakfast with nearly 400 students there. Then Kiplin Kinkle, a freshman, strode into the crowded cafeteria, armed to the death.
The shots, they sound like firecrackers. I didn't think much of it, and then people started screaming and yelling. I went in there, and it's just amazing. It's something you don't expect to see happen. A couple didn't do as good as the rest.
Someone got shot in the neck, and someone got shot in the back of the head.
Yeah.
At least 23 students were injured, at least one shot dead, the boyfriend of Michelle Calhoun.
We were both going into the military. We had a lot in common. He wasn't just my boyfriend, he was my best friend.
The alleged shooter had a semi-automatic rifle and 2 handguns. Stephanie Quimble said at first she thought it was a joke.
Well, at first, we just looked around and see what was going on, then everybody just hit the floor.
You don't make sense out of this. There is no sense to it.
Wrestling coach Gary Bounden helped subdue the gunman. One of his wrestlers tackled Kinkle despite being shot himself.
I can flunk a kid, and if he wants to, he can walk in the next day and blow me away. There's nothing I can do about it.
His mother's on the way to the hospital. I'm supposed to find out it's Josh.
Okay. What I'd like you to do for me is right over there, stand it there.
Parents could do little about it, but stand and wonder how this could happen, especially since Kinkle had been arrested just yesterday for bringing a gun to school.
And he told people he was going to do something. I mean, why they let him out, I can't believe this. Somebody should be feeling pretty guilty about now.
An hour and a half after the shooting, sheriff's deputies found the bodies of 2 adults in the boy's home. They're believed to be his parents. Police think they were gunned down this morning before Kinkle headed to school. But this time it happened here, leaving one more American town shaken and feeling helpless. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Springfield, Oregon.
Also in Springfield, Oregon, CBS's John Blackstone, who spoke with a boy named Tony McCowan. McCowan says Kip Kinkle is his best friend, and they talked just last night.
He snapped. Something went wrong.
He got a gun yesterday?
Yeah.
How did he get this gun? Why did he get this gun?
He was caught for it yesterday. He was arrested for it. He was into guns. He wasn't ever, did anything with the gun.
Why did he have a gun? Yeah?
I don't think he was planning on doing anything with it.
Tony, what did he say to you last night in the conversation?
Not much. He told me how he got expelled, the situations behind it, and
how was he feeling?
He was mad at himself. He knew he got himself in a bad situation, and was kind of worried how it would shame the family, I guess. That's kind of, he talked about that a lot, like his parents being teachers, how this will affect friendships with how his parents' friends would think about it.
This was on the phone with you last night? Did you have any indication that he might do anything violent?
No.
Had he been violent before?
Yeah, he used to be, but...
in what way?
acting out towards people.
CBS's John Blackstone talking with a friend of the suspect. The violence in Oregon today was just the latest in a string of deadly school shootings in this country. 9 students were shot in Pearl, Mississippi last October, then a similar incident in West Paducah, Kentucky 2 months later. In March, 2 boys opened fire on classmates in Jonesboro, Arkansas. 4 people were shot last month at a school dance in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. And just this week, 1 student was shot dead by another in Fayetteville, Tennessee. These attacks make it perfectly clear that all too often, kids and guns mix with deadly results. So, should the constitutional right to bear arms apply to the youngest Americans? Correspondent Wyatt Andrews has more on that debate.
Another tragedy, another teenager with yet another arsenal. The Thurston High shooter today carried a rifle and 2 handguns, and if his boasting was to be believed, he was all too familiar with a range of weapons. Once again, the country is forced to ask if kids should have any access to guns. A complex question. In the gun culture of America, thousands of kids are trained to respect guns, handle them safely, and to use them for sport. It's taken for granted proper instruction ensures safety.
You have to be personally responsible, and these kids know they're personally responsible when they hold a gun.
But that's the presumption that's breaking down. In the Paducah, Kentucky slayings, Michael Carneal put in earplugs, a sign of his safety training, just before he killed 3 classmates. Jonesboro suspect Andrew Golden had enjoyed years of training and had engaged in target competitions, similar to this one, in a sport called practical shooting.
There's sort of a myth that if you teach kids how to handle guns safely, nothing can go awry. And you simply can't predict who will not be adult enough or morally capable of handling a firearm under all circumstances.
There are also mixed legal signals on kids having guns. In Indiana, for example, teenagers are not allowed to buy handguns, but any 18-year-old can get a permit to possess one.
There's a couple of fellows right there that obviously can't buy a gun legally. They're not 21 years old, but they've got a gun. Now, if they were carrying a 5th of whiskey, they'd go to jail.
Thurston High School thought it was on to Kipling King Kell. He'd been expelled just yesterday for trying to bring in a gun, just like the 6,100 other children nationwide caught with weapons in school last year. The gun industry, meanwhile, is out there courting youngsters, urging older gun owners to pass this perfectly legal pastime on to their children. And yet, too many of the children who have been trained for sport somehow learned the lesson of how to kill. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, a retired couple claims to be the biggest lottery winners in U.S. history. Indonesians celebrate the resignation of their president. A new warning from Alan Greenspan about the U.S. economy. A warning about this bearish market in Yosemite. And inside the Mexican forest fires now sending dangerous haze over the U.S.
Matt, got your email. Vancouver? Genius. Passed it on to Epps. He's running it through the Northwest.
Hey, Matt. Ideas are hitting the Northwest. I've got purchasing checking suppliers.
You want it up top. Client briefing. Your Vancouver idea.
Want to take your business to the next level?
If you quit working after only 4 hours, you'd probably get fired, right? Right. That's what ordinary pain relievers do. Work for a while, then quit. But now there's a leave. Only a leave has the strength to work all day long with just 2 pills. It would take 8 Tylenol to do that. So if the pain reliever you use doesn't work the way you want, fire it. Fire it. And take a leave. 2 pills. All day relief. Works for me.
I know a place.
This is not a country for wimps. We invented the cowboy, the jawbreaker, and the quarterback blitz.
I'll take you there.
We are rough on our cars. So get a Chevy Malibu. It'll go up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. Transmission fluid, 100,000 miles. Engine coolant, 5 years or 150,000 miles. We're talking tough. The car you knew America could build. The Chevy Malibu.
I'll take you there. Oh.
It was a day-long party in the streets of Indonesia today after President Suharto finally resigned under pressure. Many of the students who led the revolt against him are skeptical that Suharto's hand-picked successor will make good on promised reforms. But CBS's Barry Peterson in Jakarta reports they're claiming victory just the same.
It took only a heartbeat to change a nation's history. To have a people's prayers answered. Suharto's political opponents, the targets of his brutality, relished his downfall.
I am very relieved and my heart is full of euphoria.
He ended it fast in an early morning speech to his nation. My resignation, he said, takes effect as I read this statement. The vice president, a boyhood friend and protege, quickly took over. Still unclear when or if he will call new election. The students baptized victory at Parliament, which they've occupied for days. Protest turned to party.
The euphoria is understandable. People have come from all over the city to be here. But the end of Suharto is not the end of Indonesia's problems. This is a country where the economy has collapsed, where poverty is getting worse every day.
Poverty made worse by last week's rioting after huge price hikes, part of an austerity program mandated by the International Monetary Fund. A week ago, we were amid the pitch battles at this intersection, watching widespread looting. When we went back this afternoon, we found something that wasn't there last week: hope. Change will help the economy, Sarah Huden told us. It will make my life better. Many here are savoring the day they brought Suharto down and talking about rebuilding the economy now that the country may be coming under new management by something called the people. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Jakarta.
The Clinton administration did some prodding of its own, urging Suharto to step down. CBS's Scott Pelley joins us now from the White House with reactions. Scott?
Ed, this evening the White House is getting some advance word that the new president of Indonesia is filling some key cabinet posts with reform-minded candidates. Now, this is considered to be a very encouraging sign here, but officials are still cautious. So far, the president is withholding his endorsement of the new government.
I hope that the leaders will now move forward promptly with an open and peaceful transition that enjoys broad public support.
What should we read into the fact that the president didn't mention Habibie by name and express no particular support for the change in government?
You should read into that we are very carefully watching the developments there, and we'll be very interested in the type of policies and programs that the new leadership of Indonesia promulgates.
Now, a senior official here said that this is Act 1, Scene 1 in the change of government, so they're still being very cautious. The White House is looking for signs that the new Habibie government will represent a broad cross-section of Indonesia. There are encouraging signs in the cabinet posts that Habibie is filling, but one White House official says we will believe it when we see it. Ed?
Thanks, Scott. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin reports tonight the president's top advisors now favor bringing home most of the forces sent to the Persian Gulf, the one sent there last winter during the latest confrontation with Iraq. The recommendation is still subject to the president's approval. On another front, President Clinton is set to announce plans tomorrow to begin stockpiling vast supplies of antibiotics and vaccines for civilian use. The reason? To protect the United States in case of a germ warfare attack. The owners of the failed satellite pager service that left millions of messages lost in space said today it could take a week to switch all those beeper customers over to other satellites. In the CBS Market Watch, Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan said today there's still a chance the financial turmoil in Asia will damage the U.S. economy. Greenspan said the U.S. is just now feeling the impact. And a price war has broken out over Viagra. Discount stores cutting the price of the impotence pill dramatically.
way you feed your lawn and garden is about to change forever. Introducing the new Miracle Grow No Clog 4-in-1. It turns your sprinkler into a lawn and garden feeder, so you can feed while you water. Saves you time, saves you work. Use it with or without your sprinkler. Use it anywhere for the brilliant, beautiful results you expect from Miracle Grow. The new Miracle Grow No Clog 4-in-1 feeder. It does the work. You sit back and take all the credit.
Legendary car for people who go their own way.
Today, people of all ages are out there doing, refusing to give in to the aches and pains of life because of an advanced medicine called Advil. The relief is glorious. Advil works fast, right at the site of arthritis pain, stopping it where it starts. Arthritis to muscle aches to headaches. Advil relieves all kinds of pain. Advil simply lets people do what they love to do.
Another school shooting, this time in Oregon, where the suspect also kills his parents. Meanwhile, visitations for another school shooting victim in Fayetteville, Tennessee. The story at 6.
El Nino-related fires from the tender, dry rainforest in Mexico are still pumping out hazy smoke over the Gulf Coast, prompting health warnings all over the U.S. South and Southeast. In not-so-sunny Miami, the Mexico haze is mixing with smog. The whole state has been put on health alert for 3 days straight. In Texas, health alerts are now extended through the holiday weekend, possibly getting worse each day. CBS's Jim Axelrod is at ground zero for this mess, the Mexican rainforest, with no rain, just fire.
High in Mexico's Chimalapa forest, El Nino is breaking another law of nature. A rainforest is on fire. And if we put it out here, says this man, it will start somewhere else. Jorge Jimenez makes his living farming an area bordering the rainforest. He's leading a small band of his neighbors to fight the fires the only way they know how, by hand. If there is a stream, we pump water from it. But if we are here and there is no water, we need to work like this, cutting the branches.
¿Es imposible?
This is remote jungle, a 3-hour climb straight up from the nearest village, difficult for any firefighters to get to. And with the smoky haze making even the next hilltop barely visible, it has been almost impossible for helicopters to help.
The wind is holding it into the hills and the mountains. We probably have sometimes to an 8 to a quarter mile visibility.
The basic strategy in fighting these fires here in the Chimalapa forest is to isolate the sections of burning underbrush. This has been done by hand, machete chop by machete chop, creating these corridors that hopefully the flames cannot cross.
But high winds whip the flames across the man-made boundaries. And even when the winds subside, burning trees fall, creating new paths of fire. Zenaida Garnica is a forestry engineer.
I think everything is difficult. All is difficult.
This forest had grown undisturbed since the Ice Age, pristine and virgin until El Nino discovered it. Environmentalist Rosendo Montiel can't believe what is happening to what was the last untouched rainforest in Mexico.
El bosque mesófilo, como es muy húmedo.
The rainforest is very humid, he says. It has never burned. But with the dryness of this year, the fires are here. Here, where they've never been before, where Jorge Jimenez and his men are losing this battle and praying for rain. Jim Axelrod, CBS News in the Chimalapa forest, Mexico.
A whole different fiery health hazard today in Guatemala, an erupting volcano just 20 miles from Guatemala City. It's not just blowing smoke, it's sending out steaming flows of red-hot lava, causing a health hazard and nasty sweep-up job for residents near the hot zone. In Turkey, devastating floods produce these dramatic scenes of animal rescues in progress. But in this case, the horse being saved slipped away and was washed downstream. Fate unknown. In the U.S. West, unusually high snowfall in the High Sierra is doing this, sending bears deep down into the popular campgrounds of Yosemite National Park. In some cases, the bears are getting downright brazen about breaking into cars and foraging for food.
Hey, I got a letter back from Quaker. I wrote and told them that Quaker toasted oatmeal ought to be called Quaker tasty oatmeal.
It's oatmeal, it's toasted. To me, that says tasty.
Well, then they should call it that.
You need a hobby.
Quaker toasted oatmeal. It's your other oatmeal.
Don't let a flat tire put you up against the wall. Even with no air pressure, Goodyear AquaSteel Run Flat drives up to 50 miles to safety. New AquaSteel Run Flat.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
It's funny how the unmistakable taste of Hellmann's mayonnaise brings out the best in everything.
Are rich people taller than the rest of us? Are their loved ones more deserving of an airbag? Was the sun created solely for their enjoyment? Are we the only car company that doesn't think so? Century by Buick. Full of amenities for under $20,000, loaded for under $24,000. Century by Buick, a luxury car for everyone.
Honey, is there any of that chicken cacciatore left?
Look in the freezer.
The amazing hefty one-zip food bag. It clicks closed to lock in freshness.
Ice cream.
One-zip, the hefty duty food bag.
How would you like to be remembered?
Live with Sinatra for 6 months like we did, and you'll find out. A special edition of 48 Hours tonight.
There may be an answer tonight to the $195 million question. A retired couple from the Chicago suburbs reportedly claims to have the only winning ticket for last night's record Powerball drawing. CBS's Frank Courier went to the small Wisconsin town visited by Lady Luck.
Last night's odds of anyone winning the biggest jackpot in U.S. history were 80 million to 1.
And the Powerball is number 8.
But luck came with a sunrise today in Pell Lake, Wisconsin, and this little grocery where someone bought the winning ticket from Pat and Marion, the storekeepers.
We have a community of very hardworking people, and I just hope it's somebody we know. It'd be fun.
The news spread fast through this quiet little resort town of boats and cabins, now invaded by out-of-towners, satellite trucks, even a pretender everyone first believed had won the prize.
That's crazy. You don't drive down here and see this? It's crazy. I wish.
The winner, by choosing a lump sum cash payout, will receive less than the $195 million jackpot, about $104 million. But then state and federal income taxes will claim nearly half of that. Wisconsin Lottery Chairman Don Walsh says he expects the winner to move cautiously.
So they may not surface for weeks. It's very possible, very possible. We've had that happen before in our big winner in Fond du Lac, that they frankly didn't come forward for almost 3.5 weeks.
This wasn't the first big winner in Wisconsin. In July of '93, Lee Robbins and Colleen Debris were engaged to be married and shared $111 million. Today, they're married, but to different people.
It's just really exciting that, something that this great could happen here in Pell Lake, Wisconsin.
And there is late word tonight that Wisconsin lottery officials are trying to verify reports that an elderly retired northwest suburban Chicago couple, Shirley and Frank Capassi, are holding the winning ticket. Ed?
Thank you, Frank. Federal health officials are out today with more bad news on teen smoking. More than a third of high school students who try cigarettes have a daily smoking habit by graduation. 73% of them said they tried to quit, only 14% could. Surprise discovery today in deep space on Jupiter's moon Europa, where evidence already indicates a vast ocean under the ice. Now they found this. All that brown stuff is salt, slushy frozen deposits of it.
Joseph.
Yes, Papa.
There is an enemy that threatens all weeds. It is the spray.
So, we'll bribe it.
The spray does not respond to bribes.
What's the world coming to?
Roundup, no mercy, no pity, no weeds.
Has frequent heartburn been a persistent problem for you? Have you treated it but still suffer on 2 or more days a week? Do you keep getting heartburn even though you've changed your diet? Your heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease. Ask your doctor about Prilosec. 1 capsule daily can provide complete 24-hour heartburn relief because it controls acid for 24 hours. 24 hours. Ask your doctor if Prilosec is right for you. Call to learn more. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Want 24-hour heartburn relief with 1 daily dose? Ask your doctor about the most prescribed acid control medicine in America, Prilosec.
Most of these children are about to be put in a dangerous position. It's estimated that 4 out of 5 kids are buckled up in the car incorrectly. Crashes kill more than 1,000 children every year who are completely unbuckled. Make sure children 12 years and younger are secured snugly and properly in the back. For more on how to keep them safe, read this book. It's free from Shell. Count on Shell.
My best friend doesn't have a lot to say, but my best friend stands by me night and day.
More veterinarians feed Hill Science Diet to their own pets than any other brand.
He always shows me gratitude, never has an attitude. Whoa, whoa, my best friend.
So feed your pets Science Diet, the #1 choice of vets.
There's nothing better for your best friend.
My best friend.
But vets feed their pets.
Updating our top story, the deadly shooting spree this morning at a high school in Springfield, Oregon. The police there say 20 people were shot when a 15-year-old student opened fire in the school cafeteria. 4 more were hurt in the resulting panic. The suspect, Kiplin Kinkle, had been expelled from school yesterday after being caught with a gun. Other students say he had threatened to return today and, quote, do something stupid. That's the CBS Evening News. Here's Dan Rather now with a preview of tonight's special edition of 48 Hours.
Frank Sinatra, as you've never seen him before.
I think I swallowed a shot glass.
When I was 17. A treasure from television history. Living with the legend. Later on 48 Hours.
48 Hours tonight at 10, 9 Central Time on the CBS television network. I'm Ed Bradley in New York. Have a good night.
You rely on them to get the story. Get it first and get it right. They rely on experience. Turn to the most experienced news team in broadcast journalism. The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. Experience you can trust.
CBS.com for news 24 hours a day. Experience CBS News.